Hi, I'm Aiden. Today I'm yet again diving into another one of the most overdone topics in animation. I'm going to be talking about my pets. Before you say anything, yes, I do have original ideas, but why would I change what works? Anyways, like most people, I've had many pets over the years, and today I'd like to talk about them. I'm going to be sharing my experiences with all my pets, but mainly my dogs since I've had the most of them. Anyway, I think it's only right if we start with my first ever pet. When I was like 3 or 4 years old, I had a pet goldfish. I watched a lot of Peppa Pig at the time. I was barely sentient, okay? Don't judge me. Anyway, on the show they had a goldfish named Goldie, so obviously I named my goldfish the same thing. Little Goldie fit great in our home, seeing as we couldn't really afford to have a dog, but there was one little issue. Instead of feeding him actual food, my mom would give him worms. I'm not sure if you know this, but worms are actually very detrimental to goldfish. This mixed with the bad aquarium conditions led to him having a very short lifespan, from what should have been 10 years down to like 1. I remember as definitely it was yesterday, mostly because it was on Christmas morning. Imagine this, you're a young kid on Christmas morning, you rush out into the living room, eager to see what Santa Claus got you. You see all your toys on the Christmas tree, but you see your beloved goldfish dead. I didn't realize what had happened until my mom had already gotten rid of the tank. That experience left me traumatized for about a day, and then I kind of forgot about it. Now let's move on to the fun part, dogs. Everybody meet my dog, Brownie. He's named after his lustrous coat of brown fur. He's really cute, and the little known fact, he's actually the best dog in the world. We got a DNA test done on him. It turns out he's actually a mix of a bunch of different breeds, mainly boxer, beagle, and some sort of terrier. Now the way we found Brownie was really weird, so a few years back I went to my grandma's house. She told me there was these 3 dogs in her backyard. We went out there and saw them, and the weird part is, on the drive up there that day, I was thinking about how much I wanted a dog. Then we got there and we saw the 3 of them right in front of me. It was like serendipity that our paths would align. Here's a picture of what they looked like that day. It was Brownie, another boy, and a girl. I immediately gravitated towards Brownie, but both my parents wanted his brother. We couldn't really decide, so we ended up taking all 3 of them home. Here's what they looked like the very first night we got them all settled in. And we even found out that they liked watching those TV for dog videos. Ah, Brownie's a little doom stroller, just like me. Also, you may notice that toy monkey in the photo. The first day Brownie stepped into our house, he ran into my room, got that monkey, and peed on the floor. And that's when we knew what kind of dog we were dealing with. That's not the end of his crazy adventures that night. At like 3 a.m. I was woken up to them crying and trying to get out of their cage. I went to comfort them and I decided I wanted to let them out just to try to pet them and calm them down. I got the cushions off the couch and made a barrier around me. Then I opened up the cage and they immediately ran out and started pooping and peeing all over the house. My parents were pissed when they came out into the living room and saw the dogs loose. Now I can officially say I was the first person to ever pick up Brownie's poop. So we had the dogs for about a week, but it quickly became clear that we couldn't keep all of them. In a matter of a week, they had managed to chew through my dad's glasses, his laptop cord, shoestrings, and a Sharpie. So my mom began searching for anyone who could take the other 2 dogs. However, I had grown attached to them. So one day I was over at my friend's house and I said, "Hey, you want a dog?" He came to my house, saw the 2 dogs I was giving away, and took both of them. I still keep in touch with that friend, and I can see those dogs whenever I want. Now they even have names. Meet Patches and Maggie. Patches got his name from the little brown patches all over his body, and Maggie got her name from... I don't know why her name is Maggie, but it somehow works. Now that they live apart, Brownie and Patches went from loving brothers to sworn enemies. This one time we tried taking Brownie over for a visit, but the 2 hurt each other pretty bad, so now we keep them separate. We did take them on a walk one time, and they liked it just fine, so I guess it's just a territory thing. One thing about Patches and Maggie is, since they're kept in a fence in the backyard, they've escaped imprisonment many times. In fact, they've become such adept escape artists that they even became wanted criminals. So my friend's dad was outside doing yard work. He had left the fence unlocked because he needed to go and get some things out of his truck. Well, in one of his loads, he had left the gate open and the dogs had gotten out. They were just doing their thing, perusing the neighborhood, when all of a sudden they came across a smaller dog on a leash. They ran up and tried to play, but Patches got a little overzealous and pounced on the poor dog. The next day, the so-called attack was all over the Nextdoor app, and the HOA made an announcement saying you're allowed to shoot stray dogs. So I guess you could say they made a fatal mistake. I feel like the art of escaping is ubiquitous with all dogs though, because it's not just Patches and Maggie with the escape artist skills. Brownie's got his own history of getting out as well. Back in the first year or 2, it would be obvious where he was going because he'd just run away to his brother and sister's house. But now that he's kind of forgotten about them, he's more of a wanderer. He typically goes after squirrels, cats, and the countless stray dogs that have taken over our neighborhood. He's also acquired an appetite for cat poop, which makes me feel really weird whenever he goes to lick my face. There was also this one dog in our neighborhood that's pretty old. And the only way I could describe her is wizened. And no, I didn't just Google synonyms for old. I've been using that word for years. One day we were coming back from eating dinner out. When we let Brownie out, he decided that he didn't want to go into the house and instead he ran off into the night. We were looking all over for him and we eventually found him hanging out with this dog, trying to get her to play. We took him back home and scolded him and he hasn't tried to escape ever since. Other than his escape attempts, we'd had great times with Brownie. He's a good boy and a good addition to the family. We make sure he gets plenty of treats and we take him to the dog park. Me and him even dressed up together for Halloween one year. That's about it for this video. If you liked it, check out the videos on screen. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.